Was 13 great people. What a horrible day it was. We didn't lose one person in 18 months. And then they took over that disaster, the leaving of Afghanistan. We lost 13 great people. What a horrible day it was.
That is my president, you guys. Yes, indeed. And a lot of y'all probably saying that's my president too, man. We're gonna start this show off just a little different today. I really want you guys to see these videos, man. We're gonna start the show off a little powerful today, man. You know,
it's becoming less.
We got a Gen Z voter. See what's going on.
When President Biden was first in office, there was a honeymoon period until he tried to pull out of Afghanistan, and that's when he crushed one of my biggest dreams, which was serving in the military right after I graduated college. So then I look at a lot of the friends that I have who are male around my age. They want to have homes, they want to start families, they want to make a lot of money. We all have these individual dreams, and then we start to see that it's becoming less and less possible. I have guy friends who have finance degrees who are now baristas because they can't find a job. So I think in the Biden administration, a lot of our dreams are being crushed or hindered. But when we see Trump, we saw everything that happened in 2019 when Kamala Harris even said that prices are cheaper, buying a home was cheaper, maintaining family order and safety was a lot manageable. So I think that's what men my age are relating to.
Wow. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, you guys. But hey, told y'all, man, the tide is turning. Too big to rig. We are not against the candidate. We are against the machine. And as you can see, it is very, very corrupt, man. And this Trump campaign is literally against the corruption. So prayers for them, their safety. Because when you're against the corruption, they don't like that, man. And this is why they call him a threat to democracy. A dictator on day one. You're going to hear lies. Going to take your rights away. He's going to do this. He's going to sign this. He's going to... Boy, it's crap, man. Project 2025. It's all crap, man. It's all lies. And people are waking up, man. They're sick of the bias reporting. They're sick of the fake news. People with Trump derangement, TDS, stage 4. Stage 4. But we got an amazing video for y'all today, man. I know what y'all say about the polls and the maps and stuff. Act like the media is right and it's a tie or she's winning. Even though we know what it's all about. And go out and vote, man. And it's gonna be too big to rig again. But we know what took place and what's it called, and yeah. And now all this news is coming out. Censorship. More J6 tapes are coming out. More whistleblowers are coming out. Yeah. More things that was caught on camera. Mail-in ballots. It's all, man, a lot of this stuff is hitting the fan now, huh? A lot of people see that the Democrat Party is sinking. Yeah. But you just can't make this stuff up, you guys. Every single day is something new. And a lot of things are hitting the fan right now. And this debate on the 10th is also going to play a huge part in this. And I believe Trump has an easy knockout punch come this September 10th Kamala Harris debate. She's been hiding from the press. Her and Tampon Tim, Communist comrade Kamala, has been hiding from the press. It's been 40 days, and I believe they're going to do their first interview together on CNN. I think that was confirmed earlier today. You just can't make this up. This on CNN. Does it even count? But let's go and get into this video, you guys. Enough of me yapping and japping, man. I want to send we got another accurate prediction map and polls, and this one's coming from On Point Politics. Huge shout out to my brother, man. Showed so much love, and you guys showed so much love to him in our last video. As he is on point, he has a lot of accuracy, and he has an amazing breakdown and goes into full detail, man. So do me a favor, I'm gonna put him on the screen. Make sure you go subscribe to him. You guys, tons of you guys go over there and subscribe to him in our last video. But he does an amazing job. This is his channel right here, On Point Politics, and I will leave it in the description box as well.
Donald Trump.
And here he's also on X/Twitter, On Point Politics. So make sure you go over there and say I seen you on OkayRickk. Y'all show my brother some love, man. But without further ado, let's go and jump in, man. This is finna get good. Yes, indeed, man. Huge shout out to my brother, man. Showed so much love. And again, I wouldn't be here without you guys, man. I've come in contact with so many creators that you guys love and watch. I got their phone numbers. I talk to them on a daily basis. You know, I've come in contact with so many amazing people, beautiful patriots, man. And the love and support is unreal, man. I love you guys, man. And I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. Yes, indeed. And when we do videos like this, again, you know, it gets a little fist fighting in here and a lot of this and that, but just please be respectful and kind to one another. We don't care if you're blue, red, in the middle, Republican, Democrat. We're wishing the best in everybody's life, man. And a lot of people want change, a different set of leadership. A lot of people are struggling. Millions have died, you know. There's been a lot of lies, a lot of failures, failed policies. You know, just want to be real with you guys, man. On this channel, we speak truth. You know, nothing but the truth. We call it for what it is, man. And these last 3.5, 4 years have been a complete disaster. And people are still clapping for this Harris Walls ticket. You know, and we still haven't heard anything in the last 40 days. But a DNC speech and hearing Trump's name 1,000 times. It's always about Trump, Trump, Trump. Can we beat Trump? And from what it looks like, they are panicking right now. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we encourage everybody to go out and vote. I know what I say, we can't really, you know, take these polls and maps to heart, you know. Even if, you know, most of them are showing Trump winning or a Trump landslide, we can't get complacent, man. It has to be too big to rig, you know. Because we know what took place in the past, you know what's going on. So can't go into full detail about it because I don't want to, you know, get in trouble or anything. But, you know, too big to rig, man. We encourage everybody to go out and vote. Let's jump in.
Trump is currently the favorite to win the 2024 presidential race. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. And so, looking at these, you know, things that we have, right? So we have our moving aggregate, which I have basically plugged in all of the top tier polling data that we have. I've basically graded all pollsters by the amount of polls and sample size they have in the current average, their margin of error from 2020, as well as how many undecideds they have. So the more undecideds they have, the less of a score they get, because I'm trying to weigh out undecideds as humanly possible, because this is essentially getting all of the polling data, weighing all of the polls to a target electorate. So we're basically weighing all of the polls to a tied electorate, and we're trying to actually predict the popular vote. We're actually trying to make some sort of accurate aggregate. And right now we have Trump up by 2.37% in the national popular vote. And Robert Barnes and Rich Barris actually just did a video covering the Electoral College, and they actually have numbers that are very similar to my moving averages in some of these states. Some of the numbers are almost very, very, very similar, in my opinion. I mean, they had Trump up in the Electoral College 319 to 219. And right now, in my moving averages, he's up in all the major swing states except Minnesota, Virginia, New Mexico, and Maine at large, which is only one state off from what they have. And we have a big lack of polling data. And you may say, well, all those states are becoming so liberal. How is that even possible? But if you look at elections, right, and you see how things break, usually what happens is a huge demographic shift tends to occur that catches people off guard quite a bit. You see in 2004, right? Bush won Colorado by 4.7. Won Virginia by 8.2, only won Tennessee by 14, only won he won Louisiana by 14.5, won Arkansas by only 10, Missouri by 7. And what basically happened is, yes, McCain did better in the Appalachian areas of the country, but massively underperformed with white working class voters really badly, to the point where Michigan ended up going from Kerry +3 all the way to Obama +16.5. And a lot of rural areas just really went home for Obama that cycle. I mean, they really did. Romney was able to kind of improve on the margins, kind of even won states like Texas by a safe margin. But if you look at 2016, the whole map rewrites itself because Trump does better with white working class voters. He had a lot of disaffected Democrats kind of come his way, and you had a lot of third parties kind of splitting the vote in some of these states like Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada. And then in 2020, yes, Trump underperformed with white suburban voters and, did worse with college educated voters and young voters by quite a bit. But he did improve with Hispanic and African Americans, which is why he was still able to hold on to Florida, North Carolina, Texas, and Iowa and Ohio. I mean, he kind of underperformed in these states very slightly, but he was still able to hold on to them. But now what you're seeing is a very younger part of the population that is working class, especially in the food service industry. These voters are going to zoom to the right. And all of these voters live in very urban areas across the country, like Clark County. You have Maricopa,
No tax on tips.
Atlanta,
No tax on tips.
Miami-Dade, some parts of North Carolina, Philadelphia, and Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, and even to an extent Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and even in New Hampshire and Maine at large. I mean, you see the margins are very Democrat here, but these margins were really boosted by these huge young vote margins. Like, you're talking about Biden winning with young voters by 45 points and only winning New Hampshire by 7, and all the polling data is always ridiculously off in some of these states because they fail to target certain voters in these states. And even though, yes, Biden won by 7, the difference between 7 and a tied popular vote in New Hampshire really isn't that many votes because the state is relatively smaller. And so if you look at their separation in votes, I mean, Trump only lost the state by about 70,000 votes, which is really not that many votes. I mean, yes, for New Hampshire, it's large. I mean, it's a large victory, but in terms of the actual raw vote shares, that is not a really big win for a Democrat candidate or any candidate in general. 70,000 votes is like 3 times the margin that Trump basically lost Wisconsin by, which was 20,000 votes, and that was 0.6. So it's like, it's a little iffy when it comes to these states, and usually you'll have big demographic shifts that shift the electorate really one way or another. I mean, when people say, oh, yeah, Wisconsin's going to go red, but not Michigan, but Pennsylvania is, but Georgia is, North Carolina is, but not Arizona or Georgia. Well, yeah, Nevada's going to go red. It doesn't make sense because the white vote is a really big part of the electorate, and if it sways one way or another, usually that huge coalition goes that way. And if Trump is doing even a tiny bit better with minority voters, he wins the election. I mean, let's say he loses ground with, white voters by a point. Let's say that happens and Biden kind of expands his lead in the popular vote by a point. Let's say that's the case, right? If we look at the margins here, Biden gains in Georgia, gains in a couple places. Wisconsin's probably a little bit over a point now, looking at all of this. But what's interesting is when you play this out, what's very fascinating is if Trump literally does slightly better with Hispanics, he wins Arizona. If he does like a few points better with black voters, he wins Georgia. And if he's doing a point better with whites, he's already winning Wisconsin. And that's me barely touching any of these figures. Harris doesn't have room to fall. Same way Trump didn't really have room to fall. Like, once it was obvious that he underperformed with whites nationally compared to 2016, the race was effectively over for Trump because he underperformed with the electorate that is about 60% or more than that of the electorate by a few points. And so at that point, it was very apparent that Trump was going to end up winning, or that Trump was going to end up losing. But it's like, if Trump's really winning whites by, let's say, 16 against Harris, he already flips most of these states. If he's losing Hispanics by 10 nationwide, that already brings him up to 318, and he's already winning New Mexico. And if he's performing better with African Americans, that just solidifies a lot of the margins in Georgia. Asians, a lot of the polling data has him ahead. Even if he is winning them by 5 or losing them by 5, Trump is in Virginia. He's in play, which polling data just suggests he is. And if other voters are kind of really breaking towards Trump, this gives you this 331 electoral college victory on the map. And it's like, yeah, Rich Barris in Iowa, apparently, according to him, he sees a lot of internals and, certain numbers that have not come out yet. And Ann Seltzer, which is the best pollster in Iowa out of any pollster you could find, talking about 1-point errors in some states in almost all races in Iowa. And she has Trump up by 19, according to Rich Barris. She literally won't release it because it's like counterproductive to all the other data. It's so off from all the other state polling data that apparently she just refuses to release the Iowa poll, even though it does have Trump up by 19, and even though she's been dead on accurate. If Trump is really winning Iowa by 19, guys, he's not losing the election, because I expect it to vote to the right of the nation by 15 points this cycle. So if he's winning Iowa by 19, and by the way, the straw poll at the state fair in Iowa has it as like 21 points.
And again, I'm telling y'all, this is one reason why we're predicting history will be made. History will be made this election, this map. History will be made, man. That's what we're predicting. And again, we say too big to rig for a reason. Too big to rig, man. History will be made. If things play out fair, man, history will be made.
And that thing has like a 2-point error on the presidential level. And that kind of matches with Ann Seltzer's 19-point victory. And so it's like, yeah, if she has him up in Iowa by 19, and let's say it actually underestimated Trump by a point. So let's say that Trump is really up by, 20, right? Let's say he wins by 20 in Iowa, and I expect it to vote 4 points to right of the nation. That means, it would be voting 15 points to the right of the nation. If he's winning it by 20, that means Trump's up in the popular vote by 5. He's up in the popular vote anywhere in a range of probably like 0 to 5 points. He could be anywhere in that range. There's no way that he's winning Iowa by 19 and losing the popular vote. And at that point, that means Florida is probably safe, including Ohio. Texas is a hard one, but if Hispanics just really zoom to the right, Trump could even be safe there. California could be in the safe column still. DC, Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont could also be in that safe column as well, but that's about it. Like, that's literally all you would have. I mean, Alaska would be safe. And if Trump's really doing that good with Hispanics in Florida and Texas, just the Atlanta vote alone with Hispanics would push Trump over the top by a tilt margin. But with the African-American electorate probably having lower turnout, that's going to push Georgia even further to the right, as well as North Carolina. And right now I have Georgia as like a 5.5-point win for Trump in my adjusted polling average. And I think in North Carolina, it's plus 6.8. And these were numbers that were really similar to Rich Barris and Robert Barnes. I mean, they were fairly similar numbers. I also have likely Nevada and Arizona for Trump too, because he's performing way better with Hispanics in the crosstabs. Like, there's no way he's going to improve with Hispanics by 20, but be even competitive in Arizona. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make sense that Nevada votes for Trump by 5 points, but Arizona doesn't. Like, the white vote in Arizona is not going to differ that hard from Nevada by that much. I mean, yes, Arizona's going to trend to the left, but it's not going to be to the point where he's like, Trump's competitive in Arizona while winning Nevada by like 8. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, a lot of these states are going to fall into the 10 to 15 range, sometimes even like single digit range. Like, Colorado could be a 9-point win or so. Like, Maine's first could fall under 15. Illinois could fall under 15 points. Hawaii could possibly even fall under 15. And my Rust Belt averages, I mean, I have Trump up in Wisconsin by a little bit over 5 and my adjusted moving average. And Barnes has it at +6 for Trump, which is already pretty crazy. And on top of that, too, Pennsylvania. I mean, if Harris is really doing that bad, like, right now, we can actually show some data for this. The persistent Scott Presler, everybody should go follow him on X. We clearly see here that the voter registration between active, voters is shrinking by the minute. Like, they are putting in work in Pennsylvania. They are seriously putting in work, and Democrats are gaining voters, but there are counties that are seriously in jeopardy of flipping in voter registration. Like, I think they actually just talked about this, that Center County is literally just a tiny bit away. It's just a little bit away. Look, Center County, which is home to Pennsylvania State University. That's not a regular, like, that's a liberal college. I mean, it's a liberal university. And the state is the county is 1,000 voters, minus 1,000 voters away from flipping Republican. Those are crazy registration numbers. Like, and the Democrat mail-in request ballots right now are super low in Pennsylvania. Now, could those voters show up on election day? I mean, it's possible. But if you have a lot of young people making up your coalition, the problem is that a lot of them may be in class, they may be in college, and you may not be able to get out that vote the same way. And really, to be honest, the voters who would probably want to skip class to vote would probably end up voting for Trump anyway. Like, let's just be real. And so, I mean, that's a little bit anecdotal evidence, but really everything else has pointed to Trump doing far better. And Biden's margins were really inflated in northeastern and just the eastern part of Pennsylvania in general. Like, he just did way better with Irish voters in Pennsylvania. Like, it is what it is. And so it's like, with Harris being unpopular, guys, she's not at a 50% approval rating. It's not true. Like, don't let the media make you believe that she's at that approval rating. She's not. She is not there. She's just not at that approval rating. Now, Michigan.
I don't know how long I've been. Y'all know all the videos we've covered and did on this channel. It's just I'm telling you, man, it's not there. It really isn't there, you guys. And I know we got to go out and do our part, man. We actually got to go out and vote, y'all, for real. I don't see how she gets past elite of 220. Not even luckily I'm giving her a 200. I just don't see how she gets past 200. I'm just saying.
We've seen some Target Smart data. It seems like Republicans in the voter registration, like the Democrats' modeled data from Target Smart, looks pretty good. I do think that Cornel West is going to siphon some votes away in Michigan from Harris, and that's going to really affect her with the Palestine-Israel people and just these white working class voters and people in Detroit just kind of moving to the right. It's the same thing. I mean, Nebraska 2nd probably goes red too. Now, I think Minnesota probably holds for Harris because they have Tim Walz that could possibly do some things there. But overall, she'll probably appeal more to people in the Minneapolis area for being very, very, very far left. And New Mexico's hard because you have Albuquerque, and it's kind of the same thing. You have a lot of white liberals there. And I think it probably comes down to maybe 1 to 3 points in New Mexico. Minnesota could be like a 2 to 4 point win for Harris. I actually think she may do better than 2016 Clinton in Minnesota. I just think those Hennepin counties are going to move really far to the left. And we kind of have Virginia, New Hampshire, and Maine. I still think that these are going to stay. But I do think they may be pretty close. Like, these are going to be within a couple thousand votes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. And Virginia is one that I'm really iffy about because you do have that Nova region that's really pushing these states. You know, it's really pushing the state to the left. But that rural turnout, the fact that Youngkin's the governor there, it's just really pushing the state to the right as a whole. He's got a 60% approval rating. So I do think that it's going to be way closer than people think. There's even polling data. The last 3 polls have the state within the margin of error, and they've been relatively close, all of them underestimating Trump in 2016 and 2020, actually, by multiple points, but they're at least within reasonable margin of error. And right now, Virginia is effectively in a category. I mean, my moving average has Virginia going tilt Democrat. New Hampshire, my moving average actually has it lean Republican. So you could even say that this is possibly even the map. Like, you could realistically say that. Even my New Mexico average is like basically tied. I mean, that's...
What y'all think, man? Comment down below. Please be respectful. And again, huge shout out to my brother. On Point, man. Make sure y'all go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He drops amazing videos, a couple videos every single day, man, just like we do. He does an amazing job, man. So huge shout out to my brother. And again, want to thank my brother for also reaching out to me, man. He showed me a lot of love, man. But boy, again, y'all, we have to go out, get up off our, and go out and vote, man. Go out and vote. Bring your friends, your family members, your loved ones. Yeah.
State in my moving average is tilt, but I'd say for the sake of the characterizations of the states right now, I'd say this is probably where we stand. I think Trump's going to outperform in some of these swing states by an incredible amount, to the point where I think he's really going to surprise people. I think he's really going to surprise people in the Sun Belt, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. I think he's going to really, really outperform there, to the
I call it history.
Point where the race really wouldn't even be close. Like, I mean, if he's really winning Wisconsin and Pennsylvania over 5 points, like, it's a semi-competitive election, but not really even. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button.
Huge shout out to my brother, man. Huge shout out. And y'all see this clip that I showed y'all?
We didn't lose one person.
In the beginning, this clip got over 5 in just a day. You know, in 24 hours, almost 6 million views, 1 million likes. 1 million likes, man.
18 months. And then they took over that disaster, the leaving of Afghanistan.
Huge shout out to our veterans, man. Huge shout out to the ones that made the ultimate sacrifice. We love you. We thank you. Yes, indeed, man. We want no wars, man. We want peace. We want to turn this thing around, man. We want a better economy, you know. And I know people say that people laugh when I joke, but I want my tax dollars back. You know, we need some vetting to go on to go on. You know, because it's just wide open. Come on in. You know. But meanwhile, you got homeless veterans. Unbelievable. But wow, Trump just started his TikTok, and look at this. Almost 11 million followers. And what, has it even been a month yet? He just started TikTok and already 10 million followers, 11 million followers almost. Wow. Oh boy. Let me know what y'all think of this video. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. I love y'all, man. no matter what side you swing on, we got to come together and unify, man. And this is one reason why I believe that that RFK Jr. Endorsement was so huge, you know, and it does play a huge impact on, you know, this election. And they're going to be campaigning, and more big things are coming out, and even more Democrats are going to come out on this Trump campaign. So this is, man, wow. Elon Musk is pulling a huge weight. We just got the Tulsi Gabbard at the National Guard Association. You know, we got the debate coming up on the 10th of September. So it's a lot of things that's going to happen very, very quickly, man. And if we, you know, walk out with a easy piece of cake victory on that debate on the 10th, this map can even look different than what was shown today. But we also have to go out and vote. We can't get complacent, man. And also right now there's a lot of, you know, fake news, a lot of brainwashing going on. There are people that are, you know, emotions over facts, you know, and that's simply because, you know, that's how we live, emotions, you know, and Trump has hurt a lot of people, you know, emotions, feelings. I mean, feelings, you know, hurt people's feelings, man. You know, keeping it real, though, calling out the truth does hurt people's feelings, though. You know, we've hurt people's feelings before. You know, keeping it real, though, man. But hey, I love y'all. Let me know what y'all think of this video. Drop a like, share the video. And we are in a fight to get our country back, man. And huge shout out to my brother once again at On Point Politics. Link will be in the description box down below. Make sure you go show him some love. Tell him you see him on OkayRickk. And hey, I will catch you beautiful people, my brothers and sisters, the beautiful patriots, in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.